Why do you feel trapped inside your own mind, weighed down by thoughts that never stop? You live in a constant cycle, your mind racing, emotions controlling you, and an emptiness you can't explain. And the worst part is you've accepted this as normal. You've been told that peace is something you must search for, something that only comes once life is perfect. You think it's a destination, a reward for solving all your problems. But that's a lie. Peace isn't found in escaping pain. It isn't about silencing your thoughts or pretending negativity doesn't exist. True peace comes from understanding your mind and realizing that you are not your thoughts. Two people can go through the exact same situation, but one suffers while the other moves forward. Why? Because peace isn't about what happens to you, it's about how you interpret it. Your mind acts as a filter shaping reality based on years of conditioning, beliefs, and fears that you never chose. You inherited them. Since childhood, you've absorbed behaviors from your parents, society, and past experiences. These patterns have shaped the way you react to life. As Carl Jung once said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. The truth is, you are not your past. You are not your wounds. But every time fear, anger, or sadness takes over without warning, it's because the version of you that was hurt is still in control. How long are you going to let it? Most people never stop to ask this question. They live on autopilot, repeating the same mistakes, feeling the same pain over and over again. They blame life, circumstances, or other people for their suffering. But as long as you believe that peace comes from fixing the outside world, you will remain trapped. True peace doesn't come from controlling everything around you. It comes from controlling how you see it. And the first step is understanding this. You are not your thoughts. You don't need to eliminate negativity. You don't need to fight your emotions. You need to observe them without letting them control you. Imagine your mind as a river. If you try to stop the current, you'll drown. But if you step back and watch, you'll realize you were never the water. You were the observer all along. The biggest enemy of peace isn't external chaos, it's distraction. Not just the noise of social media, entertainment, or people's opinions, but internal distraction, the inability to be alone with yourself. Most people fear silence because in silence the truth appears. That's why they keep running. They fill their time with distractions, meaningless conversations, and constant activity. Because the moment everything gets quiet, their fears start speaking. But here's the truth. You will never escape your mind. No matter how much you try to run, it will always be there. The only way to find peace is to stop running and face yourself. And to do that, you must learn the power of letting go. If you truly want peace, you must let go of the illusion of control. Let go of the idea that life has to go your way. Let go of the belief that people owe you something. Let go of the need to control things that were never in your hands to begin with. Most people suffer because they resist what is. They want things to be different. They want people to behave the way they expect. They want the world to accommodate their desires. But reality doesn't bend to your expectations. It moves forward with or without you. The more you resist it, the more you suffer. The key isn't to control life, it's to control your response to it. But there's one major obstacle standing in your way: attachment. People are attached to their pain without realizing it. They hold on to old stories, old identities, and old emotions because without them, they wouldn't know who they are. Even suffering feels familiar, and the mind clings to what it knows. To achieve unshakable peace, you must be willing to die, not physically, but psychologically. You must let go of the version of yourself that is stuck in the past. You must let go of the story you've been telling yourself about who you are. The ego fears this because it hates uncertainty, but in that uncertainty lies freedom. When you stop clinging to a fixed identity, you stop reacting automatically. You stop living with the same fears, the same habits, and the same limitations. You become adaptable. You become unshakable. That is true inner peace. But there's one more trap that most people fall into: the obsession with control. And many believe that if they can just manage their emotions, eliminate all negativity, and control their surroundings, then they'll finally be at peace. But that's an illusion. The more you try to control, the more you suffer. Because control is a myth. Life doesn't follow your script. People don't behave the way you expect. Plans fall apart. And the more you fight against this reality, the more exhausted you become. Think about how much time and energy people waste trying to control the uncontrollable. They try to predict every outcome, anticipate every problem, and prepare for every possible scenario, believing that if they just plan enough, worry enough, or hold on tight enough, they can prevent pain. But no matter how hard they try, life still throws the unexpected at them. Relationships end, careers shift, loved ones leave. The world keeps moving, regardless of their attempts to stop it. The truth is, no amount of control can make life predictable. No level of preparation can eliminate all uncertainty. And yet, people cling to the illusion that if they just try harder, they can avoid discomfort. But the harder they grip, the more life resists, slipping through their fingers like sand. Look at how most people live. Constantly stressed, anxious, and tense. They are obsessed with the past, replaying mistakes, reliving regrets, and carrying burdens that should have been left behind long ago. At the same time, they're trapped in the future, worrying about what hasn't happened yet, fearing the unknown and seeking guarantees that life will unfold exactly as they want. But here's the reality. The past is over, and the future is out of reach. The only thing that truly exists is this moment. Right here, right now. And yet, most people never fully live in it. They are either running from something behind them or bracing for something ahead, never realizing that life is slipping away in the process. What if, instead of trying to control everything, you simply allowed yourself to trust? What if, instead of fearing the unknown, you embraced it? Because total control doesn't exist. It never has. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you'll be free. Most people believe that peace is about removing chaos, about getting life to a place where nothing disturbs them, nothing goes wrong, and nothing unexpected happens. But that's an illusion. Life will always be unpredictable. The key isn't to make life easier. It's to make yourself stronger. True peace isn't about controlling life. It's about trusting yourself to handle whatever comes. It's about developing an unshakable mindset, one that remains steady even when the world around you is uncertain. It's about knowing that no matter what happens, good or bad, you have the inner strength to navigate it. This is why two people can experience the same hardship, yet react completely differently. One falls apart, drowning in fear and resentment, while the other adapts, learns, and moves forward. The difference isn't in what happened. It's in how they chose to interpret and respond to it. When you stop trying to control life and start trusting yourself, you become truly free. You no longer live in a state of resistance, constantly fighting reality. Instead, you flow with life, accepting its changes, adapting to its challenges, and finding peace in the midst of uncertainty.